Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sales with Jay and Ron.
Yep, where we are turning script readers into pro salespeople.
All right, guys, so today's topic is 5 sales techniques when on the phone with a seller.
Guys, you can use this at any point during the conversation. It doesn't matter what conversation you're in, whether it's the first or the third one. Number one, we're going to keep saying it until everyone is using it nonstop, and that's mirroring, guys. We want to make sure that in order to keep the person talking, all you have to do is repeat a couple of the words that they just said, and that'll naturally activate them to keep talking about that topic that you repeated. So, Jagger, you like baseball?
Yeah, I love baseball.
Oh, you love baseball.
Yeah, it's a sport I've been playing since I was a kid.
You've been playing it since you were a kid?
See, I could have kept going, but he's not getting me, guys. So mirroring, you guys know what it does. Just try to use it in everyday conversation. Practice it at home. The next one that you want to use as a technique when talking to a seller, keep a short intro, or how we like to say it, cut the fat.
Yep.
So when you do this right, it just makes sure you get your point across on what you're trying to talk about as quickly as possible, because the other person's just thinking about how long is this guy going to talk? How does this relate to me? And what's going on? Why are you calling? So the sooner you get to the point, the quicker you can bring value to that seller.
The next thing you want to do is you want to make them talk. Guys, sometimes the conversation can get awkward, and if you continue to ask questions that are just yes and no questions, that's what's going to make it awkward. You want to ask open-ended questions, right? Instead of asking, hey, how many bedrooms does a house have? You can say, hey, tell me a little bit about the house. They'll normally respond something like, well, what do you want to know? Real simple. Hey, let's say you were giving me a tour of the house. Walk me through the house. Tell me what I'm seeing. Boom, guys. Super general. They're going to start telling you, well, when you open the door, you walk into the living room, blah, blah, blah. But open-ended questions, right? Instead of yes and no questions.
Yeah, guys. Pretty straightforward. The next tactic, it's one of my favorites. It goes hand in hand with mirroring. It's labeling. So essentially, it's just you label something they say in the conversation and then just make a statement and see if they correct you or kind of how they respond. So just give an example.
So I'm looking to sell my house. I grew up in that house with all my siblings. Now my parents passed away, so we're all trying to figure out what's best for the house. I'm the executor, but I still want to make sure that my siblings are on board with what I'm trying to do with this house, because like I said, I still think we all own it equally, because we all did grow up in this house.
So it sounds like that you're the main decision maker, but it is important you get your siblings' opinion. So it seems like that all 4 of you are the main decision makers.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the executor, by law, but all 4 definitely need to be on board.
Gotcha. And it seems like the house means a lot to you.
Definitely does. Like I said, we grew up there, man. I'm super close with my siblings, so it's hard, having to sell it.
Boom. See what I did there, guys? It's just pretty much labeling what's going on in their situation and what they talk about, and then it does one thing of make sure you're on the same page as them. It shows you're listening, and it also can get you more information on that situation just to get them talking.
Yeah. And the last thing, guys, which we, especially with aggressive people, we kind of get scared to do sometimes, or just don't do for whatever reason, and an action step. And it's an action step from your end. So anytime you end a call, it doesn't matter what kind of call it is, you want to be the one to create an action step, right? Don't say, hey, when you're more ready to sell, can you call me? They're going to say yeah and never call you, guys, right? You want to put that burden on yourself. Hey, seems like you're not ready to sell now. Hey, and that's okay. How about I give you a courtesy call in a month to see where you're at? Right? You're the one that's going to commit to that call. And it's easier for people to consent because they don't have to do anything, right? You're the one taking action. So every time you end the call, it has to end with you creating that action step that you're going to do, not them. Don't give them homework,
Yeah, guys, that's well said. I think we should end it there. And if you do want to see more videos on us talking to sellers on the phone, just click right here.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Solid.